And the victim testified that Dubois told her he deserved to have her because the attack happened on Veterans Day.
What?
And he is a veteran. The sentencing for Timothy Dubois set for 1:30 this afternoon.
So will we have a man, or not even a man, a monster, who had just been sentenced to 120 years for rape?
A man convicted of abducting a woman who was waiting to pick up coffee at a Collinsville shopping center, then raping her. He is set to be sentenced later today.
Fox 2's Chris Renier joins us live detailing this case, which we've been following for some time now. Chris.
Mike, good morning to you. Blair, good morning to you as well. 42-year-old Timothy Dubois was convicted in this frightening case back in May of this year. He is set to be sentenced this afternoon in Edwardsville. We understand he could face up to 80 years in prison. Dubois was found guilty of aggravated criminal sexual assault, aggravated kidnapping, and aggravated criminal sexual abuse. Jurors only deliberated for a little more than an hour before reaching that verdict. This all happened back in November of 2022 in Collinsville. The 21-year-old victim telling police she was abducted at knife point while waiting in her car for an online order from a Starbucks. Dubois wore a mask, confronted the victim with a large knife, and then made her drive to a Troy, Illinois area where he sexually assaulted her. After the rape, Dubois drove the victim back to the Collinsville Crossing Shopping Center, parked her car just before 8 in the morning, then ran away. Dubois was arrested in March of 2023 after an intensive investigation. Police used data from the victim's Apple Watch to help find the scene where the rape happened. During the trial, jurors heard testimony, including Dubois' own recorded confession. Dubois telling police that he picked Starbucks for the attack because that's where all the women go.
There are some true monsters, but it goes to show you that you have to be ready and be prepared and keep your eye on your surroundings. Now, I'm assuming that they was able to track him down, like they said that they was able to track her Apple Watch, and he to the scene of the actual incident. And I'm assuming most people, people who do crimes, they find a comfort zone. So I'm assuming the comfort zone is nearby. So they were lucky to get where he was. Or at least that's just my inference. But let's keep going into the show.
And the victim testified that Dubois told her he deserved to have her because the attack happened on Veterans Day.
What?
And he is a veteran. The sentencing for Timothy Dubois set for 1:30 this afternoon.
I deserve to have you because I am a veteran. And today is Veterans Day. Yeah, he is deranged. So let's get over into his sentencing, y'all, because someone like this deserves to be behind bars.
The Starbucks parking lot rapist just got the maximum 120 years in prison. Timothy Dubois abducted a woman at knife point as she parked to pick up her coffee order. Fox Files investigator Chris Hayes has been covering this case since the beginning.
Timothy Dubois' defense team asked for a break in sentencing, pointing out Dubois is a veteran who served his country. The defense countered that Dubois committed his rape on Veterans Day and told the victim he deserved her because he was a veteran. That's 42-year-old Timothy Dubois looking right into the lens of a camera allowed in court. A judge sentenced him to 120 years in an Illinois prison. Collinsville Police Chief Brett Borum spoke after.
We put a monster away today, and we can't forget that there is still a victim that probably has a really long road ahead of her over the next few years. But as I said, it's a win for public safety and law enforcement today.
Police had little to go on back in November 2022. Dubois wore a mask when he abducted a 21-year-old woman from this Collinsville Starbucks parking lot. Dubois later said he picked Starbucks because, quote, that's where all the women go. He admitted turning off his victim's cell phone so their movements could not be tracked later. The victim, however, had an Apple Watch, which eventually led investigators to a remote area where they incredibly found a condom in this gravel backyard.
They were doing good old-fashioned police work, right? They followed, we have technology, and technology is our friend in law enforcement, but it can be complicated as well. But they were out, scouring, wooded area, that was off the beaten path.
The victim was ordered to drive to the scene of the rape and back to the shopping center at knife point. She never saw the man's face or car, but the details she could testify to made the difference.
But what she did was heroic, and we wanted to solve this case for her.
The judge asked Dubois if he had anything to say. Dubois said no before he was taken away to serve his 120 years. For the Fox Files, I'm Chris.
120 years. I love to hear it. A condom on the ground? See, I do love stupid criminals. I do truly love them because it helps us catch them easier. But they are 100% right. The victim is going to have a road of recovery. And it's just going to take some time for her to hopefully feel some sense of peace. Hopefully now, it's been a few years now, but hopefully now she feels a little something that he's gotten the maximum. But let's get over into the AI breakdown just to see if we missed anything, because we love to look at it. So as we know, Timothy was sentenced to 120 years on July 9th. The minimum, he is expected to serve a minimum of 65 to 68 years and a maximum of 80 years. He will receive credit for the approximately 3 years he spent in jail. So he abducted the 21-year-old woman at knife point while she was waiting at Starbucks. The team requested a lower sentencing because he was a veteran. Defense attorneys really are stupid. You're trying to get him a lower sentence because he's a veteran, but he ultimately committed the crime because he felt he deserved to have her because he was a veteran. Yeah, get that out of here. So the case was solved using data from the victim's Apple Watch that linked him to a sample that was found in a condom at the scene of the attack, or where he took her back to. So he was found guilty on 10 counts in May of 2026, including aggravated criminal assault, aggravated kidnapping, and aggravated sexual abuse. Whoa. The world is truly a crazy place, y'all. But we are happy, but it always takes so long for these criminal cases. They said it happened back in 2022. 4 years for this girl to truly feel like she's gotten justice, knowing that he'll never see the light of day again. Because he has to serve a minimum of 65 years when he's 44. He's going to be dead by the time he gets out. Or old enough to where he's about to die. So hopefully she gets some form of peace in this. But I do love when the criminals and these monsters are given the sentence they rightfully deserve, and that's to spend the rest of their lives in prison. It's a tragic story beginning, but we're able to finally get to an end of it. But let me know your thoughts on that situation, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said.